Hi everybody, we'll be starting with the Union Parliament and this is chapter of ICSE 10 Civics part. We'll be covering all these chapters and cover the important questions of this particular chapter. So I'll start with very short question answers that are likely to come in your board examination and they have been repeated if you go back to the past year papers. Now question number 1 is name the organs of the Indian government. So we have three organs, that is the legislature, executive and judiciary. Moving on to question number 2, state the functions of these three organs. The legislature frames laws. The main work of legislature is to make laws. Okay. The executive performs its function in accordance with these laws, and the judiciary interprets the laws and applies them in reality. So judiciary is the final interpreter of the constitution, as you know about the Supreme Court. The decision of Supreme Court is considered to be the final decision. Then we come to question number 3, which is the law-making body at central level. The parliament is the law-making body at central level. Question number 4, what are the constituents of the parliament? So it has Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President. And this is the lower house, this is the upper house. Okay. Name the list which distribute the subjects of legislation between the union and the state. So we have these three lists: the union list, the state list and the concurrent list. Mention any one situation when both the houses of parliament meet for a joint session. In this case, the joint session can be held for the election of the vice president. The election of vice president is same as the election of the president. Who summons the budget session every following year? The president. Okay. When does the president summon the parliament in session? The president summons the parliament in session on the advice of the PM and the Council of Ministers within every 6 months. What is the maximum gap allowed between two parliamentary sessions? The answer is maximum 6 months. Who administers the oath of office to the members of parliament? Answer is president. India has which type of legislature? This is bicameral, that means two houses. Name the houses of parliament: Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Question number 13, mention the maximum number of members in the Lok Sabha. Answer is 552 members. Whom does the president nominate in the Lok Sabha? So there was this nomination of 2 members of Anglo-Indian community, which has been reduced. Here it is 550 members and this 2 has been deducted. Who exercises a casting vote in a case of tie in the Lok Sabha? In case of a tie in the Lok Sabha, the speaker exercises a casting vote. Who can dissolve the Lok Sabha before its tenure? The answer is president on the advice of PM. What is the minimum age required to be attained by a member of Lok Sabha? Answer is 25 years, the minimum age. State the minimum number of times the Lok Sabha must meet in a year. According to the constitution, the Lok Sabha must meet at least twice a year with no more than 6 months break between the two sessions. Now, what is meant by the term quorum? It refers to the maximum number of members required to be present for the parliamentary procedure. In this case, in a parliament, it is 1/10 of the members of parliament. Okay. Question number 20, what is the quorum of the Lok Sabha? It is 1/10 of the total number of members. What is the normal term of the Lok Sabha? It is 5 years. Who elects the members of the Lok Sabha? Directly elected by the people on the basis of adult franchise, and that is by single transferable vote. You can also refer to the topic of single transferable vote and understand that in deep if you want. Next question. Mention any 2 devices through which the Lok Sabha exercises control over the Council of Ministers. Answer is questionnaire and vote of no confidence, where 2/3 majority is required. Question number 24. An adult Indian citizen holding an office of profit under the state government wishes to contest for election to the Lok Sabha. Is he or she eligible? And give a reason to justify your answer. If you have read the qualifications for becoming the member of Lok Sabha, then you will come to know that that person is not allowed to hold an office of profit under the government if he or she wishes to contest for election. Now question number 25 is, what is the constitutional provision with regard to the representation of the Anglo-Indian community in the Lok Sabha? Earlier, 2 members were nominated in the Lok Sabha. That was from Anglo-Indian category, but the Union Cabinet has approved the removal of reservation for Anglo-Indians in legislative bodies. 552 members was the maximum strength for Lok Sabha, but now it is 550 members. As I told, 2 members of Lok Sabha, reservation for Anglo-Indian community is no longer there in the constitution. Moving on to next question. How is the Speaker of Lok Sabha elected? So, the Speaker of Lok Sabha is elected from among its members. Who presides over the proceedings of the Lok Sabha in the absence of the Speaker? Answer is the Deputy Speaker. Which is the upper house? Rajya Sabha is the upper house. It represents states and union territories. Name the body which elects the Rajya Sabha members. The answer is the legislative assembly of the state elects the Rajya Sabha members. Who is the ex-official chairman of the Rajya Sabha? The answer is the vice president. Mention the maximum number of members of the Rajya Sabha. Answer is 250 members. What is the tenure of the members of the Rajya Sabha? Answer is 6 years, and 1/3 of its members retire after every 2 years, and that is why Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Not like Lok Sabha, which is dissolved after every 5 years. Why cannot Rajya Sabha be dissolved? Answer is it is the permanent house of the parliament. Name the bill that cannot originate in the Rajya Sabha. Answer is the money bill. Why is the Rajya Sabha called a permanent house? Because the term of the members elected to Rajya Sabha is 6 years. However, every second year, 1/3 of the members retire and there are new entrants. Thus, the house is never empty and therefore it is called a permanent house. What is the 0 hour? The period before the lunch hour, that is 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. is the 0 hour. No permission is required for raising the questions in 0 hours. What is a motion? Motion is a device or proposal used by the Member of Parliament for eliciting opinion of the House on some issues of public importance. What is meant by the term question hours in the context of parliamentary procedures in India? It is the first hour of sitting in both houses for both asking and answering of questions. What do you understand by adjournment motion? It is a motion that is made by the members to draw attention of the government on urgent matters. Mention the ways how Parliament control over the executive. Answer is question R and adjournment motion. Since there is a lot of questioning in question R, they may question the Parliament about the working, the government about the working. Mention 2 financial powers of the Union Parliament. It passes the annual budget, the Union budget. No money can be raised or spent without the consent of the Union Parliament. What happens if either the Parliament or a state legislature passes any law that is against the Constitution? Then it is declared invalid, that is null and void, by the Supreme Court. Unparliamentary decisions can lead to invalid declaration. Okay. How does the Parliament exercise control over the Union Council of Ministers? The Union Council of Ministers continue in office as long as they enjoy the confidence of majority of members in the Lok Sabha. The moment a vote of no confidence is passed against them, they have to quit office. No confidence motion, which has 3/4 of the majority. Okay. How many members can the president nominate to the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha? For Lok Sabha, it was 2, but now it is not there in the constitution. It has been removed. For Rajya Sabha, it is 12 members, and these are people, those who are good in literature or maybe any other special personality. Who addresses the joint session of both the houses? Answer is the president. Who decides whether a bill is money bill or not? Answer is Speaker of the Lok Sabha. What is the difference between a money bill and non-money bill? A money bill is introduced only in the Lok Sabha, while a non-money bill can be introduced in either house of parliament. What is the procedure adopted for resolving deadlock between the 2 houses of parliament with regard to an ordinary bill? The bill goes for assent to the president. Now the president has this right, either he can return the bill for its reconsideration and parliament repasses it again. The president has to give his assent to the bill and it is considered as passed. It has the withholding power or repassing it. Okay. What are residuary powers? Means the subject which are not mentioned in any list of the constitution. Which house is more powerful? Lok Sabha is considered more powerful. It is composed of elected representatives of the people and was given more power by the constitution. What is understood by the term individual responsibility in a parliament democracy? So, individual responsibility means that a member of the parliament is accountable for his or her actions and decisions. If the member fails to discharge his or her responsibilities, then he or she alone is expected to take the blame and resign. Now, give any 4 qualifications necessary for an individual seeking election to the Lok Sabha. So, this is the qualification. First is he or she should be a citizen of India, not less than 25 years of age, mentally sound, possess qualifications prescribed by Parliament from time to time. There are many other qualifications. You can refer your book as well. And he or she should not hold any office of profit. What are the disqualifications? You can just read it, just the opposite of this. What are the facilities and allowances given to a member of parliament? MPs are paid such salaries and allowances as are determined from time to time by the parliament. The members are allowed a daily allowance when the parliament is in session. Free railway travel throughout India. They are also given amenities like housing, telephone, electricity, etc. What is the difference between unicameral and bicameral legislature? So I'll make a part 2 of this chapter. Okay. Legislature is a law-making organ of the state. If a legislature has 2 houses, lower house and upper house, it is called bicameral legislature. Whereas if a legislature has only 1 house, it is considered to be unicameral legislature. Mention 2 legislative powers of the Union Parliament. The first is the Union Parliament has exclusive power of making laws on the Union list, and the Union list comprises of 97 subjects. The Union Parliament has residuary power. That means the subject is not mentioned under any list in the Constitution. Mention any 2 privileges of MPs. We've done it earlier as well. The MPs enjoy the freedom of speech in the House. No member of the Parliament may be brought to court for anything said or any vote cast in the Parliament. The Member of Parliament also enjoys the freedom from appearing in courts as witness. Okay. Who elects the members of the Rajya Sabha? They are indirectly elected by the elected members of state legislative assemblies and union territories according to the system of proportional representation by the means of single transferable vote. You will have to highlight these words: proportional representation and single transferable vote. What is the duration of the Rajya Sabha? As I told you, it is not subject to dissolution. It is a permanent body. 1/3 of its members retire every 2nd year, and it has a term of 6 years. Describe how Parliament controls the executive through adjournment motion. Motion for adjournment furnishes the opportunity to censure the acts of omission and commission of the ministers. This is the keyword. The following are some of the subjects on which adjournment motion were allowed. First is killing of a senior IPS officer in a place of worship. Second is death of several persons due to consumption of unlicensed liquor. These are 2 examples which you can give as an addition to the answer. What are the privileges and immunities of the members of the Lok Sabha? The members of both the houses have absolute freedom of speech in their respective houses. The legal proceedings cannot be made against them due to the speech or remark made by them on the floor of the house. And second is, no civil proceedings can be conducted against them when the Parliament is in session. So this is the privilege given to the member of the Lok Sabha. They enjoy the freedom from appearing in courts as witness on furors. So I'll start with short questions 2 in part 2 of this chapter. Thank you for watching this video. I'll be covering all the chapters, so you can subscribe to my channel. Bye.